How you guys doing? Here with None, with Derpy Muffins again. How you guys doing again?
Yay!
Alright, so this time we're going to be going over Crown Store Companions, new sets, and some of the new motifs as well. We will not be able to show everything inside of this, because some of the new motifs we don't necessarily have available, but we'll try to get what we have as PTS characters on this. But first thing is the assistants. First one here is Nomozin,
How may I serve?
which you can do a store, goodbye, or dismiss the merchant. When you go to the store here, you go ahead and sell anything that you want. You cannot buy anything, and note, you cannot repair anything with this as well. Also note that Derpy here can go ahead and talk to our little assistant and sell anything if she wants.
That is really convenient. I didn't know you could do that.
Yep, these are
Is
the
that-
new...
Anyone in your party can do that,
Yes.
or?
Well, actually, anyone in the group, or anyone in general, they'll see this person. It goes away in PvP, but it will show up inside most PvP or PvE encounters. When you're fighting, they usually just don't, they just stay out of the way. Next is the banker, which you can see here.
Hello there.
You can only access your bank. You can't access any guild banks or guild stores. But you can
Still
go in
can-
here, get all this good stuff. Can you get in?
Yeah. That's so convenient. Are these just strictly through the Crown Store, or can you earn these somehow through questing?
Crown store for these two. There is
Okay.
there is a third one, but only at the end of the Thieves Guild line, and it's a smuggler,
Ooh.
aka a fence. So like you're in the middle of like stealing stuff, and you like have two full bags. You can go ahead and fence all that stuff over to them, and then send them away. So that's the three assistants there. What are your impressions first?
That's just kind of like a quality of life thing. I like it. It's cool. Especially if, like, I don't know, there's a lot of time where, like, I'll destroy things in my bag just because they're full and, like, I want to pick something up, or, like, you
Yep.
go into a dungeon or whatever.
You have to bounce.
Yeah, you have to bounce, etc. Like, that's just more of, like, a quality of life thing. I like that. I like stuff like that.
I like it, but at the same time, I also feel like grinders are gonna have so much more money now. Like
Oh my goodness, yes.
because used to be they didn't pick up everything. They just left the to pick up the most expensive stuff and left the trash on the ground there that didn't give as much. But now with the merchant, they just be like, okay, kill, 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 kill. Okay, turn, sell, kill, 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 turn, sell. Doesn't matter anymore. They just pick it all up and then sell it all off. I can't see it being that hard anymore. And then with the banker here, I think crafting routes are going to be a lot easier.
I didn't even think about that. Holy crap, yeah, that'll be really easy.
Yeah, just go to Rothgar there. It'd be like, okay, gotta do writs. Boop. So yeah, Zoss, you're gonna be taking my money on this one. I'm definitely gonna buy it. It's I've got to get both of these because it's gonna help so much more. It's gonna be so much more convenient. But at the same time, realize that you're also potentially having a lot more people using them. These are not one-time use either. These are just you get them. That's it. You have them. You can summon them at any time.
May
Are they
I
listed
be-
like under? How do you summon them though? Is that through your collectibles or?
Yep, you have a
Oh,
new assistant.
okay.
And you can summon these guys anytime that you want. Also, note the lovely new memento section, which I can't show anything on because guess what? We don't have any mementos on these base characters.
Oh, I like this. I have thrown away so many trophies just because it's taking
Well-
up bag space.
Well, guess what? You'll get all of those back.
That's amazing.
Yep.
That makes me really happy.
Yep, so you get all of them back, and you have all these things here that you can do it. So, way to go. But the only issue I have with this, though, you notice you can't hit Q.
Wait, so you can't hotkey them and then mess
I
with
haven't
people?
seen a way yet. I am hoping they're going to be putting something in there so they can hotkey it.
Ah.
But, yeah, there's no way to currently do it.
I had a friend that used to use the the ceiling amulet because it makes like the portal, and he
Yeah.
used to troll people in PvP. Like he would pop up out of stealth, do that, and then like everyone would run towards him, and they'd just go back into stealth.
I used the two ways I've seen it used, of course, has been the Malakath Wrathful Flame, and then what was the other one? The one that summons the crows. The black feather court whistle.
The court whistle. Wasn't that bugged at one point where like you couldn't respawn or something?
I don't remember, but it was kind of funny with just like little hawks coming down.
Yeah, people used to do that in PvP. Like you couldn't respawn if somebody did that over your body.
Oh, Bobby is saying that we can hotkey them. I just don't know how.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
Okay,
That's
so
awesome.
I don't know how, but you can.
Because I like the bone sap binding stone because it looks like a scroll. It confuses people. Like the giant pillar of light.
Yep. Because I mean, if you can't hotkey these, how can you taunt people when they're inside PvP? That's like
Yeah.
that's the entire reason for them, right? Also, questionable meat sacks. Which you can put down on the ground there and like watch people puke after they eat it.
Oh my god, so many times I've seen like new players walk up and like, oh, what's that? Oh god, what did I just do?
So that's a few new things there as well. I should probably mention that in the UI, but people will probably watch this entire series anyways.
Oh.
Okay, new sets. Okay, so let's take a look at some of these and some of the new sets here that we have. I believe the one that you have on right there is which one?
This is the Robe of Twilight Remedy. Do you want me to link it to you?
Twilight Remedy. Okay, I think I have that one. Yep, I do. We only got a few sets in this one, but Twilight Remedy, Magic Recovery on 2-piece, 3 items, Major Aegis, which gives you 5% less damage from boss monsters, 4 items, 124 spell damage, and then 5 item, Twilight Remedy. When all other enemies activate your synergies, they heal themselves for 18k over 10 seconds and gain Minor Force, which increases their critical damage by 12%. What are your thoughts? Do you really like this? Or do you
I
really
like it, but I think that you're gonna have to be running with people that activate synergies, and not everybody does that. Like some people are just kind of like whatever. Like if you're like with a pug group for like trials or a dungeon or something, not everybody's gonna like activate that. So like I think it would be better off maybe if you were with people you like normally run with.
I don't think you're thinking outside the box enough.
No.
I can guarantee usually about 3 items, 3 synergies that people will always hit. So, shards, Nova, and
I don't know.
and efficient was it not purge but
Oh, the
Purify.
circle, yeah, purify. I've run with people that haven't touched any of them though, so I don't know. I don't know, kind of iffy about it. It's a really cool bonus. I like it, but like I feel like it might be underutilized depending on the people you're with, if that makes sense.
I definitely say that people are going to hit shards because shards you only do for the synergy. That's a given right there. Other synergies, yeah, not so much. Like any other class other than Templar may or may not use synergies that are going to be used. But like I guarantee that a Templar will definitely find the most use out of this.
Yeah, for sure, I agree.
As for the Aegis, how do you feel about these new bonuses here with the Aegis and the giving like more damage to more damage to bosses, less damage to bosses?
I think that's interesting. I think that's gearing more towards like finishing group content for sure. Like the trial, and this is a trial drop too. Keep in mind anything that has like this blue striping on it is from the new trial.
Yeah, I should show it off a little bit here. Look, you're all disco. Look like you're in Tron. Actually, I'm wondering if we can dye that too.
You can. I don't think you could dye the stripes, but you can dye like the main body of it, I believe.
Because I would like black with the like red.
I believe you also get that color for finishing the trial on normal, because somebody in my guild did it on normal and got like this really, really pretty blue color.
My thoughts on it, it's interesting with that new Aegis set. Notice it said minor Aegis, which means there's going to be a major Aegis at some point, probably. And major other thing there, so that might be like 10% or something less like that. But my thoughts on it is, it feels like they're gearing up to do very specific sets to hit certain bosses, which I'm hoping is not going to be the case. I don't want to see it where you have to have a certain set to get through a boss. In other words, you don't have, you're going to have this Aegis set to be able to tank this boss here, or you're going to have to have this other set here that's going to have enough damage to DPS them down. So I just hope they don't do it, but at the same time, it's a set there that won't overpower PvP. So hopefully that's also going to be beneficial on the other end too.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. We have a bunch of non-crafted here. Let me open up Barai's Curse and show that off here.
Something I've noticed also is they brought back a lot of like the kind of those sets that were kind of like put on the wayside. I feel like the Ebon set, Hersine's Veneer, where you get like a big group buff.
Mm-hmm.
They brought a lot of those back, and it's interesting because they added jewelry to them, so you can kind of...
Did you also notice they changed the look of them, too?
Oh, did they?
Yes.
I'm going to put on the Ebon set right now, just because I really liked the way that one looked originally. Okay, that's interesting.
Well, you never saw the red balls before?
No, I never had a complete set of it.
Yep. They did that. They changed the look slightly here. Make it a little nice and pretty now.
Yeah, I really like the look of this armor.
Mm-hmm. Used to be more Daedric, though.
Yeah.
It was originally Daedric, and now they changed it over.
I see they changed Hersine's as well.
Mm-hmm.
Hersine's is the medium set that gives you stamina to your party?
No, it should increase your... Let's see here. Let me get a hold of these real quick here.
Oh, increase stamina recovery for 12 group members by 10%.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me show off Ebony quick. Health, healing taken, and then increase max health of 12 group members by 1,079. The 5-piece bonus is actually a little bit less beneficial than what it used to be. It used to be like 10% health increase for all party members. Now they reduced it. That means you're getting less. But hey, you can have an entire group running this, like 12-man, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'd be interested to see what happens if we have 12 people running Ebon.
I want to see that.
That'd be 1,200 HP, right?
Mm-hmm.
And top of like other HP as well. I want to see a warband running full Ebon. Just going to PvP, running full Ebon there to see who can freaking kill them. Then the people bitching later on the forums there. Let's see. Hersine's is healing taken, which I don't really like that. That's one of the worst stats that they can have on that. Stamina recovery. Okay, those are still good. Hersine's Veneer, increased stamina recovery for 12 group members by 10%. Which, again, does that mean if we have 12 group members, we can have 120% increase? Maybe, maybe not. At the same time, we don't know if like 12 group members will stack up on top of each other. It may just say like too many people are using Ebon, so we don't allow it. Is that Worm?
Yeah, it's Worm Cult.
Worm Cult. Okay. So Worm Cult is... Shoot. Trying to get you in the...
It's 124 spell damage,
Yep.
933 max magicka, healing taken, and then reduce magicka cost for up to 12 group members by 5%.
Yeah, that Worm is actually interesting. I like that one, though. Especially if it can stack as well with magicka cost. Basically make it so... Wait a minute. 5%, 5 times that, that'd be 60% for 12 members.
Ooh. That's interesting.
If it stacks. If it could
Yeah.
stack. I'd be interested to see if somebody can, has tried running like 12 people with Worm Cult. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
So those are some of the older sets there. Now, there's also been other sets that have been improved as well. or not improved, but like re-released, I guess, in V16. We saw a few of them earlier there with the Shadow Dancer and Dark Stride. Like these used to be low levels, and now they're like up to V16 levels too. All right, let's take a look at the first one here. Non-crafted Bara's Curse. This one comes in light, medium, and heavy. 127 Magicka max health. 933 max Magicka. 4 items is 40% less damage taken from traps, and then 4 items 933 stamina. So basically health, magic, and the stamina. Then 5-piece Bara's Curse. Your damage abilities give you 25% damage to create desecrated ground for 5 seconds, snaring enemies within 70% by 70%. Damage for them is I can't freaking speak. Damaging them for 830 magic damage every 1 second, and healing you for the damage done. So damage abilities, not dots. So you actually have to cast something to get this done, to create this. But you're gonna get first 5 seconds, so that's gonna be 5 times that. Okay, maybe it's not gonna be. Maybe it's gonna show up different for you. What does Bara's Curse show up for you for magic damage? Since you're a magic build.
Let's see. That's non-crafted?
Yeah, non-crafted. That we just dropped.
25% chance, desecrated ground. 830 magic damage every 1 second, healing you for damage done.
So it's always 830.
Okay.
Not a great damage boost on that. I wouldn't see a reason why I would use that. Even for the snare. I mean, it's 25% chance to create desecrated ground for that, but the healing done, I guess, is good, but you're not going to use that for PvP that much, I don't think. I mean, given the fact that healing is halved.
Yeah.
Along with everything else. So, I don't know. It's an alright set, maybe, but can't see myself using it. Lunar Bastion. 4% healing taken. Major Aegis, causing you to take 5% less damage, so this is more of a tanking set. Adding 127 max health. And Lunar Bastion. When you use a synergy, create Lunar Blessing for 10 seconds and grants 2003. Am I reading that right? 2,315 damage shield to nearby allies every 2 seconds.
Yep. That's that's pretty intense. Okay.
So when you use the synergy, create a blessing for 10 seconds that grants you. I wonder if that stacks or does that just replenish it?
That's a good question. Do we have somebody here that can answer that, maybe?
I think there's a lot of questions there that probably need to get tested there. If that stacks, okay, that would be 5 times that. That'd be about 10,000 damage shield. Not bad. If it doesn't stack, that means you have to be taking constant damage. There's a few fights that might be useful in. I could think of like ESO, AA, Hellra, like with those final phases where everyone's getting damaged.
Yeah.
Some of those would be kind of useful, but you got to remember that low damage shields are actually a curse in disguise there, because if you don't have a high damage shield there and they basically blow through the damage, let's say they do 3,000 damage to you. The first part of the damage shield is hit. The second part is unmitigated because it's already hit the damage shield and didn't go through. It got basically chopped off there. So like you're taking 700 damage unmitigated instead of taking the full thing there. So I don't know. It's if it stacks, it's good. If it doesn't stack, it's good in certain cases, but not in everything. Also, it's like when you use a synergy, you create Lunar Blessing. So when you use a synergy, so a tank using this basically he's like, hey, I need shards. Toss down shards at him. He uses this, pumps up a damage shield, and boom, he's giving everyone a damage shield on top of that. Not bad, I think. Well, at least with the effect of that.
Yeah. It could be interesting for tanking, like if you, especially if you paired it with like Lord Warden or something.
Let's see, Moon Dancer. Oh, do you have any new stuff to show off here?
I think Moon Dancer looks about the same as the Twilight Raiment. Let me see. It's that same. Yep, it's that same robe, Khajiit robe.
Yes, yes. I see you behind me.
Yep. So all the light pieces from the trials look like that. They have the Khajiit style with the blue striping.
See, I almost feel like there should be like a little thing in that circle there, like lit up, so you can be like Tony Stark. Let's see, Moon Dancer, Max Magicka, Major Slayer. Okay, so this is the other one there, which helps you cause more damage to boss monsters. Spell damage, and then Moon Dancer. When you activate a synergy, gain either a Shadow Blessing, or that increases spell damage by 432, or a Lunar Blessing that increases your Magicka recovery by 432. Each effect lasts 3 seconds, and you can have only one blessing up at a time. Can you imagine how much this is going to piss people off?
I want that Shadow Blessing. I want that Shadow Blessing. Oh, Lunar Blessing. Yeah, that's. I don't know. I feel like they're doing a lot with like the synergy stuff, but I don't know if I would wear this. Like if I got this as a drop, like as a full set, I don't know.
The only reason I would see this being used, or the only build I could see this being used, is a Moon Dancer plus Molekina helm and shoulders.
Yeah.
Okay.
But even then, like, you don't know which one you're gonna get.
well, no. The reason being, like, if you're getting Moon Dancer, right, and you get the spell damage one, you just do your normal weave. If you end up getting the Lunar Blessing one, then you activate the Molekina, which is going to give you like 33% more increased cost. And then you start doing damage through that. You see? So you flip it back and forth with Molekina, depending on what Moon Dancer gives you. That's at least the way I would build that.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, otherwise you're still beholden to whatever other sets can give you. Also, somebody mentioned that this is Dormothra, Ezra King there. What is that on there?
Ah, okay. This is the Vicious Death Robe.
Ah, yes. The Vicious Death Robe, which is what everyone is going to be looking for the next one here. Do we have that one sitting in here somewhere? Is that crafted?
And I'm not sure what... No, this is a PvP drop. I'm not sure what style this is. I'm guessing this is one of the new ones, because I've never seen it before. I don't know which one, though.
Let's get that one. Okay, so this is one that a lot of people are currently drooling over right now, but 124 spell damage, 93 magic damage, 664 spell crit, and enemies explode. When you kill a player, they violently explode for 16,178 flame damage.
Okay, so Cypher put up a video of that, but like,
yeah,
the person wasn't in a group. Like, if I could see like hitting somebody in a group with that, and that would be really crazy. Like, I want to see that like in.
I want to see
like
if,
a natural.
I want to see if like 5 people die because they just don't have health, right? And then does it like cause a chain reaction to cause everyone else to die, and does that then cause them to explode, causing more people to die, and just keeps on going on and on and on?
Oh, can you chain that? Does it stack like that?
I don't know, but it'd be kind of broken if it did.
That would be really broken if it did, because you could just like, oh, I killed you, up, you exploded and killed like these 3 people, up, they exploded and killed like 5 more over there.
Okay, and Azrael King is also informing us, Vicious Death is Abba's watch style. You looked up Deltia and get the style info and the new sets. Thank you, Azra.
Thanks, Az.
Yes. So yeah, we're taking a look at these at the last second here kind of thing, right before we're getting ready for these to go out. Let me take a look at Roar of Akatosh here. So we have 664 weapon crit, Major Slayer again, 124 weapon damage, and this time, activating a synergy sends a shockwave in the position, deals 2,000 physical damage. Enemies hit by the physical and spell resistance reduced by 2,905 and take additional 14,520 physical damage over 10 seconds. So it doesn't give them like major breach. It just simply takes away their resistance there. How many times can that stack? Do you think? Because if it doesn't stack, or if it does stack, right? Imagine an entire group running this.
Mm-hmm.
They just basically take the boss's like resistances down to 0 with like everyone activating the purify.
That'd be really broken. That would break trials. That's a trial drop too.
Yep.
Oh gosh.
I would like to see that if we could do just to get multiple stacks of that over and over and over again. All these things I want to test out, and I don't have the groups to do it. Oh no!
Right?
Okay, Savari's scales. This one is 10 health, or sorry, not 10 health. 1,027 health. 933 stamina. 20% less damage taken from guards. 933 maximum magicka, and then Spirit Serpent. 5% chance when dealing damage to cause a burst of Lamia poison, dealing 1,166 poison damage. Enemies hit by this burst also take 6,996 poison damage over 6 seconds.
Meh.
When dealing damage, so I'm wondering if dealing damage would mean that, like, light attacks, heavy attacks, and any abilities and dots? I'd hope.
I would assume so because it doesn't say specific kind of damage.
Mm-hmm. That looks like Trinimac right there.
Yep, that's the new Trinimac style. I don't like the wings. I can't really see myself wearing that kind of style on any character. Personally, like it's cool. Like I like the pants; they're really nice. But the tops, like I'll have those wings, and I'm not into that.
You're not into the wings.
I'm not into the wings.
Well, honestly, the front here kind of looks like a car wash.
Oh my god, it does. Wait, what am I wearing? That's the light armor pants. I wonder if the heavy looks different.
The heavy probably looks a little bit different there. That's Ancient Yukaiden, actually.
Really? That's not Trinimac? So what does the Trinimac look like?
I think the Trinimac has those solid wings instead.
Okay.
Some of our scales. I think that's the one we just looked at, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
Savara skills. What are your thoughts on the Marksman set? It's a PvP set.
Let me get that out real quick here. See if we can find it. See when I find one. Here we go. Okay, Marksman. Stamina recovery, weapon damage, and Marksman's Crest. Reduce stamina costing abilities by 5% and increase the damage for bow abilities by 8%. I probably wouldn't use this for bow.
Against players. So that's a PvP buff specifically.
Against players by 8%.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I wouldn't use this in PvP. I'd much rather just stack on weapon damage.
Yeah.
Because weapon damage is going to give me much more damage on this, in my opinion. But I wouldn't see myself using this so much. But,
I think you could make an interesting, like, snipe build with it. Like a heavy attack, like, snipe build.
But why wouldn't you just go with Huntings, though?
That's true.
Just go with
I don't
Huntings,
know.
get the weapon damage, and stack it up, and then just do snipe builds with that. Because you're just going to stack on weapon damage plus stamina.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if this is going to be good with the bow abilities, right? It should be like 10 to 20% if it's going to be that good.
Yeah, that 8% seems kind of...
Yeah.
But would that increase if you...
And
like,
remember...
upgraded it?
Who knows? Well, maybe. But remember as well, you're also going to have to take those abilities and stack in, now weave in light attacks and heavy attacks, and guess what? Those light attack and heavy attacks aren't affected by marksman. Only the abilities are. So if you really wanted this to be good, like, again, if you go with Huntings instead, and you weave in light attack, heavy attacks, plus you're using your abilities, that's all increased by Huntings. This is only affected by when you're using poison injection, by using snipe, etc. But snipe isn't good until you've weaved in a few few light attacks in there. I don't know. I just don't see it being that great on some of that. Also, a lot of people are asking, like, well, why do I get, like, a one-handed axe on this? It's like, well, because it also reduces stamina cost.
Yeah.
You get that regardless if it's a bow or not. But does that also mean that... Let me read this and see if it's correct. Reduces stamina cost of abilities by 5%. Remove the and. Just remove the next ability here. Against players by 8%. So is this reducing the cost by 5% across the board, or is it only when you're fighting players?
That's a good question, because the other buff is player specific, but it doesn't say if the cost reduction is player specific, like PvP specific.
Yeah. If they could, I'd probably separate these two out and like you just separate out one's a 5-item bonus, one's a 5-item bonus, and then you just explain them separately.
Yeah.
That way, it's not like viewed as being the same there.
Yeah, that tooltip's a little. I think that needs to be explained more or better in a better way.
We already went over Twilight's Force. Before we get to too many of the PvP sets here, let me go over the crafted stuff real quick.
Okay. So we have Clever Alchemist, Eternal Hunt, and Tava's Favor for crafted.
Yeah. Oh wait, I think I might be missing one here that I pulled out.
Eternal
Lecky's.
Hunt is 9 traits. Oh my.
Yes. Let me go over Lecky's stuff here first, because I think I might have pulled this out. 2-item bonus, 124 weapon damage, good. 933 stamina, 124 stamina recovery, and then Lecky's Focus. You take 25% less damage from player's radius abilities, but damage also heals. But the damage and heals of your own ability radius is also reduced by 25%. I think this is a good set right here. But the only issue I have with it is, this is a drop set.
Lecky?
Yeah. I think
that's Alliance War.
And if you can get weapons, this is good. Because if you get this in weapons, you can basically have one side that's going to be like single target, and the other side that can be AoE target, and basically Lucky's can be like the 5-set bonus. Let's say you're like a Lucky's like 2-handed sword. You have like 3 pieces or 4 pieces of armor, and then you use the sword, and you basically do whatever with your single target. Then you swap over for your dual wield or something like that, and then do your spin to win. With something else, and you don't get that 5-piece bonus like drag down. But I don't know. Is it good to take less damage from players' radius abilities? Because I don't know. I always get like single targeted by people.
Yeah, I don't really. I mean, unless you're like around one of the ball groups that are running through Cyrodiil, I don't think that's really going to be like a preferred set over something else.
And really, why can't they make this just any AoE, not just players?
Yeah. If it was any AoE, I could see that being interesting. Like, more people might use it, but player AoE, I don't know.
Yeah. Alright. Let's take a look at some of the crafted ones. Okay, Clever Alchemist. This is the one that's going to be used by a lot of people, I think.
Yep.
And why a lot of people are making Argonians. So, 2-piece bonus. 1,000 met health, 1,000 health for 2-piece and 3-piece. Then 4-piece, spell damage and weapon damage. And then 5-piece, Clever Alchemist. When you drink a potion, you feel a rush of energy, giving you 638 weapon damage and spell damage for 15 seconds. Okay. This set is interesting, and I like it for the thought of doing a hybrid build. If hybrid builds are still viable.
Yeah.
If we ever solve some of the issues with, like, regenerations inside PvP and the high stacking of everything, I could see this really taking off into a major, major way. However, a lot of people are already planning to use this because they can do burst builds with this and, like, top out their damage at, like, I don't know, I think was it 4,000 weapon damage? Something insanely high.
Yeah.
But what are your thoughts on it?
It would be nice for like a excuse me, like a PvP burst build. I don't really see a lot of people using this in PvE.
Unless they're using runes, right? Like the potion chug runes.
Yeah, the cooldown runes, the glyphs, cooldown glyphs.
Yep.
And I mean, like, I don't know. The thing about like rolling an Argonian just for this bugs me because we've seen it happen before. The first time they were nerfed, Argonian Nightblade synergy
You don't want to
was
be hurting
nerfed. Yeah, exactly. It's like that's such like a little like
tease.
it's so specific that like you're gonna roll a new character just for that, and then it's gonna get nerfed or changed or whatever, and it's just like. But like the set itself is interesting. Like I think if you paired it with like cooldown glyphs and stuff and used it in PvP for like a burst build, it might be interesting. But in PvE, I don't really like. There's better sets, I think.
Yep. All right. Eternal Hunt. Stamina recovery. When you roll dodge and leave behind a rune that detonates an enemy and comes close, dealing 8,848 damage, poison damage, and immobilizing for 1.5 seconds. Not bad. But this, I don't know, roll dodging really requires a skill to it as well.
Oh yeah, to use it at the right time.
Yeah.
Especially against another player.
This one I had interesting thoughts on, like using a few other sets there, but then I realized it can't be done because this is crafted. The other sets that I want don't have rings, so you can't get a full 5-piece bonus on the other ones there. And the one I was thinking about was the Crusader.
Crusader?
Yep. Crusader has the thing there where if you roll dodge for 0.1 seconds, 1.2 seconds, something like that, you keep on dodging after you stop roll dodging.
Oh, okay.
So basically, if making a roll dodge build, basically.
Yeah.
But I can't find another set that would really synergize with this well because I can't find any sets that would do the jewelry for the full 5 set on it.
I can't. Off the top of my head, I can't really think of anything you would use this with either.
Yeah. But something you could use jewelry with, maybe something with stamina recovery. Just stack up stamina recovery until you can just roll dodge forever, which is what most people do anyways.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was originally magic damage. The tooltip I have on this site says magic damage, but I guess they changed it to poison, or maybe it was just like
That makes sense though, because it's
it's
medium armor set.
Yeah, it's like, why would you want that to be magic damage? It doesn't synergize at all.
Nope.
That's a nitrate. That's interesting. A lot of people still can't make that.
I can.
Yay! Woo! I can make like a couple pieces of it. I'm so
researching
bad
the
with
last
research.
few pieces now. And Tava's Favor. Okay, that is 1,000 health, stamina recovery, magic recovery. Tava's Favor. When you dodge an attack and receive a blessing of a Tava, you gain 9 ultimate over 3 seconds. This is the one I was really hoping we could have Crusader for. Because, again, it'd be like this plus this, dodging it, you get ultimate generation, like, just out the wazoo, and then, like, running a DK with that. You just constantly, like, Dragon Leap, over and over
I was
again.
gonna say, Dragon Leap is one of the cheaper ultimates. I was trying to think of cheap ultimates.
Yeah. Or you could do it with, Or if you could like keep your stamina up high enough and keep on roll dodging, then you might be able to just do corrosive armor and then just laugh at them when they finally do catch up with you and you can't do anything to you. Okay, so you wanted to take a look at... I think that's everything for crafted and the stuff that they give us through the regular stuff here. So let's take a look at some of the other stuff here. Have you seen Girdle of Fury? Or Fury set? I'd like to in chat.
I have not seen it.
For Fury, 1,000 health. I don't understand why that's 1,002. That's less than most other. Well, that's blue. That's why. Stamina, weapon damage, and then Warrior's Fury. When you take critical damage, your weapon damage is increased by 28 for 6 seconds. This effect can stack 25 times.
Okay, what? This is heavy armor?
Yes.
Okay. So if you have somebody that has like Julianos and is beating on you, I think that would be interesting to see.
Well, this is definitely not something for dueling. This is something for somebody that's getting hit by like 25 people at once.
Right? That's for somebody that likes to try to be the tank in PvP.
Yeah, because you're looking at 6 seconds, right?
Yeah.
For how many times somebody can hit. If you're somebody can hit you 25 times with animation cancel, they can probably get about 6 hits. No. 12 hits on you, maybe, at most. Even with animation canceling at the top, max, with global cooldowns.
Yeah.
You'd have to have, like, 2 people with purplely synchronized animation canceling. You'd be dead by that time, anyways. And let me think here. Can you be hit with critical damage when you're blocking? Is it technically... Can you be critted on when you have blocking? You can't be hit... You can't be hit with critical damage if you have a damage shield on. I know that. But can you be hit with criticals when you have block up? I don't think you can either.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
They'd have to hit you. So you'd have to run this with some of their ability. Dragonite, maybe? Like, again, corrosive armor, molten armor, or molten armor. Mm-hmm. Like, one of those to reduce the damage to just nil. And then this would buff it up, like, 25 times. I mean, it seems overpowered, but then you realize you gotta get hit 25 times critically for this to trigger.
Yeah, that's a little like thinking it, like when you first read it, it's like, oh wow, that could be really good, and then like you sit there and think about it, and like the type of situations you'd have to get into to get that to stack like that, where you wouldn't survive them anyway.
Yeah, you definitely have to be Dragonite or something that can just pump up their ultimate high, so they can when that 25 times hits, be like, okay, all my resources are back, I could start hitting again. I just don't see it working out that well. Increase the time, maybe? Maybe if it was... I don't know. If this was like 25 seconds instead, would that work? 25 seconds? Yeah, that would work. That would work for a duel. Basically, you could just sit back and get hit back and forth there, but as long as you hold them back, you're getting those stacks each time, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if they change the duration on it, it could maybe be a little more useful, but...
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You would really have to be in like either like a Zerg situation or like a group situation for that to really be viable.
Yeah, and also note, this is only useful in PvP.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
No monster will ever crit. Well, it currently can't crit, except for what was it? Vet DSA.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, Lucky Shield, we already went over that. Marksman. Okay, do you have any other stuff here from the thing here before I start searching?
Something interesting that I'm seeing, I don't know if they reverted this or if this is still... But they changed the Lord Warden set, and it now has a proc chance of 50% when you take damage, up from 6%. So that's a pretty intense change. Like, that's insane.
Yeah, that's definitely going to help with some of those different, like, you know, they were complaining, like, why would I want to get hit this many times here and not have the ability to, like, get a benefit out of it? I mean, it's worse than Bloodspawn without that proc. So they definitely improved it. However, is it still good or not? Do you still want to get that spell resistance?
I think for if you're running like a tank build in like not icy, like Imperial City Prison or the Tower or whatever, I think that might be worth it.
Well, if I'm running ICP, I'd have to run a DPS build. I probably wouldn't run anything that's a high tank build. White Gold
Yeah,
Tower possibly, but I usually do better than that.
yeah. I think Warden's one of those things where it's like you're not really gonna use it unless you're a tank. I think.
Yeah, and even then as a tank, you don't usually use it because they tell you, if you're actually tanking this, we're not going to let you in our group because we want to have people that are just simply, DPS, so like,
Yeah.
10k or get out.
Oh, they also changed Bogdan, the totem from Bogdan. The healing is increased by 200%. What are your thoughts on that?
Not bad. It's already hard enough for some healers to get that, but I mean, at least this makes it so a lot of other healers, like, that are not Templars, can still use it and be viable using that set. I think that's pretty good. Because it was a little bit low as it was, because remember, it's a totem that will show up in there, it stays static. People have to realize to get their ass over there and use it, which
Yeah.
always seems to be a pain in the ass. Like, people are always just like, they don't pay attention to the field, they don't realize that, hey, they're getting healed over here, I'm sitting over here in red, and I'm getting myself killed, and why does the healer not heal me? I don't know, maybe you're just in the bad area?
Don't stand in red.
Yes, that's what most people need to realize.
Yeah.
That's Enclave. Just take a look if you Fletch tomorrow. Right?
Oh, they changed Mafala too. Proc chance of this item set increased to 100% when you hit a fully charged heavy, up from 50. So that's interesting.
And did you also see the? Did you also mention one of the other ones changes here? Mafala is definitely one of the big ones there, but it has to be fully charged heavy attack,
Yeah.
as everything there. And there's rumors that might change a little bit in the future here, but not quite yet. Not for this. Not for this release here. What was the other one that changed? Volcana, Infernal. Oh, Vulcan Scoria.
Yes. Falcon Scoria.
Yes. 6% chance doing damage over time effects instead of 4%, I believe.
Yep. And the
So it's
the damage is increased by 10 also
Yep.
from the meteor.
Yep.
So that's interesting. I think might see more DKs using that.
I have two more sets here. The Fasala's Guile. Health, then health healing taken, and then Fasala's Guile. When damaged, you reduce your attacker's healing taken by 50% for 2 seconds. That kind of reminds me of, was Affliction? Where if you damage somebody, they take less healing?
Yeah, I think it was Affliction.
So that's an interesting set there. I don't know if it's going to be great, but it is interesting to see if a tank character runs into a Zerg with some of this stuff on, and they just start taking damage from these guys here. All these guys start attacking, and they're getting reduced healing. Then they just have like a siege bolt like come right on top of them. That might be a little bit more interesting, or a what do you call it? Catapult there, a disease catapult.
Oh yeah, meatbag catapult.
Yeah, meatbag. Come on top of them. They take even less damage, and they just like die because like they're spamming healing springs and they're spamming their breath of lives, which only hits one of them.
Yeah.
They just can't get themselves healed enough.
That would be interesting for a PvP tank. I think some people are probably going to end up using that, almost like a distraction.
But of course, it relies heavily on people actually helping out the tank, not just leaving
Yeah.
it to die.
That's better for like group play for sure. If you have like a like a small man group or something.
Oh yes. All right. Now necklace of transmutation. Okay. Magic recovery. Spell crit. No spell damage with this one. But Road to Transmutation. When you heal an ally with a heal over time effect, grant them 1,228 resistance to critical hits for 2 seconds. Is this good or bad?
I don't know. I feel like there's better sets out there
Yeah.
for that. Like you can build your resistance against crit, and I feel like that amount's kind of like, eh. Like I could wear something else and get a better bonus from it.
Would it be better to have an armor bonus or or spells resistance bonus?
I think spell resistance would probably be better for that.
So getting like Bogdan's head or not Bogdan's head. ICP's Lord Warden's head would be better than getting this.
Probably, in my opinion, yeah. Like I don't really see a reason to give people crit resist because not a lot of people
actually use it.
Yeah.
All right. I don't see any other sets here then unless I've missed something here. Most of the other sets are pretty open on this right now here. Apologize for guys not for having these all unwrapped and
They give you like a million PvP mails. Like I think there's over 100 or something when you log in.
Now we also do not have any of the we don't have all the motifs here. We showed some of them here today, but just to go over some of the new ones here. There's Trinimac, Malakath, old orc or whatever, or ancient orc. I apologize. Shoal-Shriven, which is the new one, which I'm freaking getting the day it comes out there and buying like I don't know a stack of Mimic Stones just to get just to get these. I'll show Mimic Stones in a little bit here, but it has katanas, it has daikatanas, it has a whole bunch of awesome stuff to it. Definitely looking forward to it, because I've been waiting to get a new sword, and I'm waiting to see what that is going to look like with a V16 katana type sword. There's 3 new faction sets there with DC, EP, and AD from chess and PvP and IC. And then the Outlaw set that's going to be coming with that as well. So, that's a shit ton of motifs.
Oh, did you say Trinimac too?
Yeah, Trinimac, yep. It's actually one of the first ones.
Yeah, Trinimac.
Yes. Also, should probably show off the new Mimic Stones here while we're talking a little bit about new sets and all this
I
stuff
haven't
here.
seen those yet.
Yeah, those are under crafting and Mimic Stones. So you can buy like 54 packs, 26 packs, and 12 packs.
And okay, so say I have a Mimic Stone and I have like a like Spell Power Cure and I don't like Zivkin, but I want to change it to like, I don't know, Bosmer or something. Would I have to know the Bosmer motif to change it to that?
Well, you can't change it. It only works on stuff that you're crafting.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't
like,
work on drop sets or anything?
No, unfortunately.
Oh,
but
boo.
come over here for a minute, right?
Okay.
You have your crafted sets here, right? Let's just go ahead and show Trinimac, Ancient Orc, X. I show the Mercenary, Sivin. Okay, so say you don't have something here. You'll now have under the style thing here, this crown mimic stones that you can click. And it doesn't matter what style you choose now. It will automatically show up.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yep. And now you can see also, like, axes are now size. You have a mace that actually looks like a friggin' mace. You have swords that look like katanas. You have battle axes that look like reapers. Mauls. Great swords that look like katanas again. Daggers with the little snake bit thing there. I don't know if I'll ever get the armors, but the weapons I'll definitely get.
Do we know how you come across the style stones for like AD, EP, and DC?
Not offhand. I believe that the let me see here. Imperial, Akaveri, Zivkin.
I would think that they would come maybe from like the chests along with the motifs, maybe. I don't know.
Or maybe you have to be in their zone.
Oh, that would be interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we have to find them. Unfortunately, nobody on PTS I know has found them yet either. As they're saying, no one's sure yet. Yep. Okay.
The Soul Shriven stones drop from What are they? Why can't I think of the thing? Anchors! Anchors.
Yep.
Yeah. But I don't know, like, say if I go to, like, Deshawn or something and do an anchor, will I get a stone even though I'm V16, or would you have to do, like,
You
the
always get a
anchors
chest
at
if you
your
help.
level? Do you? Even if, like, it's, like, a level 10 thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't get
I
you
wasn't
don't,
sure.
you don't get loot from the mobs, but you still get loot from the chests. Last I checked. So,
Oh! Az is saying, I found out where the outlaw style material comes from.
but not the other. Okay. Yep. So this'll. I'm gonna also assume that in conjunction with most people looking at this video are also gonna take a look on the forums or take a look on Reddit, etc. And there's gonna be a lot more information on this. This is just basically a primer for a lot of people that have been looking for some of this information.
Mm.
I'm not sure if I like the outlaw style myself. It seems very.
I think I would have to see somebody with something of it. Because, like, the picture doesn't really do a lot of these justice, I think.
Yeah.
Just like the preview.
Yeah, but the Soul Shriven, definitely not for me. It looks too
I like
ratty.
the weapons. But the gear itself is just kind of like, I don't think so.
Alright. And I think the last thing we have on the